Hi, welcome back. I'm Kim from Sassy Stitchery, and we are still operating out of my home, but we're getting so close to having our new shop ready. So I'm hoping we'll be in there by the end of the year, and we'll get to share all that with you. It's coming along. If you're interested in that, you can check out a Facebook group called The Baird House, B-A-I-R-D, Becoming Sassy Stitchery. I set that group up a long time ago, and so it's got that long, fun name to it. But you can go out there and request to get into that group, and you can see all kinds of pictures and videos from the very beginning of when we bought the house and what we've been doing to it. So we're getting there. But welcome back, and thank you for coming back. The last video like this I made was May the 5th. So it has been a while. Today is October the 27th, I believe. And so we kind of missed the whole summer. We didn't miss it. I was kind of busy, but it's been a good summer. I had one bad thing happen. I lost my little soul pet, the one that's kind of been closest to my heart in my lifetime, and lost him in June, and that was Quinn. You guys probably heard him meowing in some of the other videos. So, you know, that was no fun. That was no fun. But I appreciate all the kind words and support, those of you guys that kind of saw a few of my posts and posted for me out there. I appreciate all that. So, I want to do first things first here. Two things that are heavy on my mind. I want to thank somebody, and I appreciate all of you guys who do sweet little things for me. It means a lot to me, and I know I'm really slow to get back to you and tell you that, but I really do genuinely appreciate it. Whether it's just a note and a word of encouragement, I see all the notes and all the emails, or if it's a little something you send, or a little something, you know, that you made, which is what I'm going to show. So I'm going to say the first name of this person. Maybe I won't say the last name, but her name was Barbara. And she was watching a video, and she saw me say that I would love to, I think it was the last video, the Blackbird video. That's how long it's been. She had time to stitch and finish something and send it. That I wanted to make something, and I wasn't sure if I would ever get around to it. And so she took that burden off me, and she made it for me, and it's beautiful. So it's a Blackbird design, and it's called the Swan House, and I adore it. So thank you so much, Barbara. It just touched my heart. It brought tears to my eyes. I've been treasuring it since then. It goes into our new linen room at the new shop, which we will call the Swan Room. Right now it's still the Ugly Room, but you kind of get the, it'll go from Ugly Duckling to Beautiful Swan. And her finish on this is gorgeous. I think she told me that this was like the first time that she had done this flat fold finish, and it is just beautiful, beautifully done. And I think maybe she even said she used Vanna's method. So Vanna Pfeiffer, thank you for that. But I just love it. So it's got the date on it. It'll be perfect. And you'll have to come see it in person. So thank you so much, Barbara. I just so appreciate that. Thank you very much. And as fate would have it, and I did not do this, but she actually won one of the giveaways from the last time. And so it was totally not rigged. It's just good karma. I'm telling you, good karma. So let me do those. I'm going to remind you, because it's been so long, what they were. Okay, so I'm going to do our giveaways. Now, you notice I put my little peeps on because I just can't see anymore. I'm getting old. And so our first winner was Barbara Bell. So, Barbara, you won this cool embroidery book. And I bought it up in Shipshawana. I don't know if it's Michigan or Indiana. It's right there on the border. So that's where this came from a cool shop up there. But I hope you enjoy it. So that's going to you. And the next winner had to use the word hand or hands. And this was the kit. It's a Susan Gooding Davis kit. And it comes with the beautiful lace and the ribbon and all that good stuff. This was won by Martha K. So congratulations, Martha. I'll be getting that out in the mail to you. And if I reply to your comment and ask you for your mailing address, you know, send me a private message and send me your mailing address. A lot of y'all might have it. The next one had two winners, and it was a little house chart and a pillow. And so it was a really neat kit, and it came, you can see it's still got the Lazy Daisy price tag on it from my shop. There were two. One of them had the threads. One of them had the chart and the pillow, but not the threads. And so the first person that won that was Nancy R. So Nancy, you get the one with the threads and the pillow. And then Kathy Richards, you won the second one. So congratulations, you'll get the one that has the pillow and the chart. So thanks for that. And then the other thing that's happened since May is that we lost, you know, our friend from Blackbird, Barb Adams. So yeah, I haven't had a video since then, so I haven't gotten to comment, but she was just a really sweet, kind person and a fabulous designer. Always enjoyed talking to her at market, and I took a couple retreats where they were teaching, and just really enjoyed both of them. And, you know, certainly we all already miss Barb a lot. So this giveaway was posted before that, so 2 of you win this little freebie chart. And it's called Spring's Notice. And the first winner of that was Deborah Fry. So congratulations. And the second winner was Lynn. And I'm going to say it wrong. And I know you've taught me how to say it. Magidamere. I said it wrong. I'm sorry. I'll have to practice again. But I will send you guys notes and make sure that we get this chart out to you. And so, as fate would have it, you won a little Blackbird chart there that's kind of exclusive. So I hope you guys enjoy all that, and thank you for playing along. I really enjoy reading all the comments. I love it when you make a little sentence with the word, so it's just a lot of fun, and I appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy these things. I've got some more things for today we'll get to a little bit later. All right, I'm going to jump away and come back and put these away. Okay, so back. Thank you. So you might wonder, what have I been working on? Well, what have I not been working on? So it's just, I'm all over the place. You know, it's perfect that I ended up with a squirrel as our, you know, logo, because I am a squirrel. I am a squirrel. I'm everywhere. But it's been fun, you know, except for losing my little buddy there in the summer. I've had a good summer, and I'm enjoying the fall. We're working really hard to get the Baird house ready and open, and so it's just been a lot of fun. But I'll show you a few things that I have been working on, and I want to show you a few kind of cool things. One of the things that I've been working on is for a class this weekend, an online class that we're doing with the primitive hair, and it's called the Witchy Squirrel. And so we've got, I want to say like 70 people signed up for it. Let me get a drink. You guys who do videos who never have to stop and don't do any editing, you're like amazing. So I always have to stop and get a drink or something. But I stitched the little squirrel for this. He still needs his hat, but that's him. He's sitting on a mushroom. And it's kind of a cool kit because Izzy sent us this beautiful clay mushroom pin for it, and it'll finish into a needlebook. And of course, his little basket says SJ for Sassy Jacks. And I made mine say SJS. So I stitched that for the class, and it's almost done. Just have to put his hat on him. And I sent out a little gift to the class, which was a little, you know, kind of Halloween band with some squirrels and some witches' hats and pumpkins on it. And I let them stitch it however they wanted, but I wanted to show you what I did. And so I mixed them up, and I stitched them on. I sent them the little banding and a little silver squirrel charm. And I didn't put my charm on here, but I stitched the band, and I put it on one of these mini, that's a little memory drive in there, these little mini stash and stores, and these are on the website. And they're really fantastic because you can sit them beside your stitching nest, you can put a pin in it, you can put whatever you want to, and they come in different colors. I think we've got red, purple, gray, green. There's another color, I can't think of what it is, but you can take a look out there. They're really inexpensive. They're like $9.50. And, you know, if you can stitch your own thing to put around here, it just slides off. This is what it looks like without it. And it's made by Sew Emma, and it's called a mini stash and store. And so I really love these. We actually gave these out to our retreat attendees for the Jackie Duplessis class that we had. And you can see that just slipped right on and off. So we're in progress of making some more of these for you, some other designs that you can use to put on here. And anyway, they'll be fun. So I just did a little decorative, you know, kind of a long arm cross there, and I just did a finger fold and, you know, kept a little bit of margin. But so Allie Dudley designed the designs for Sassafras samplers for us. So you got the little squirrels there. So that's one thing I did recently and got finished. The other thing I did that's mostly finished, was waiting for something to come in for it today. I have a problem. I'm just going to tell you. Problem. And with project bags. So I know I'm not the first one. We should have a club. I don't want to meet about it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm happy with my addiction. But I have a lot, and I'm going to share some with you. This is an 805 Stitcher bag. So this is one of the bag makers that I really like, is 805 Stitcher. And there are some others. There's a few others. So that's the project bag that one was in. The other one that I did like back in August. I stitched it. And I put it together recently, and I lost a part that I needed for it. And so I had to order another one. But I'm going to show it to you. So it's not perfectly put together. But it's close. So this is, I forget the name of the pattern now. It's by Jacob DeGraff of Modern Folk Embroidery. And I think it's called Mr. Skeleton's Garden or something like that. And so I stitched this part, which was the design. And I made it into a hoop finish. So I got an inexpensive hoop and I painted it this dark blue to match his hat. And this was a just like 1 or 2 color designs, and I changed it up and used some silks that I had, and then I added some pom-poms around it, and I just tacked those down. And this is the other side of that pom-poms, and so you can actually clip them apart. So you see it looks like this, and you can clip the pom part off of the silk band. You could use this for something else, and then you just whip stitch them on there. I just attached them on the linen, just little bites of a stitch. And then I designed this cool, I think it's cool, this little tombstone that's called Jack Skelly's Requiem. And if you notice, it says JAC with a dot, because it's an abbreviation really for Jacob, because Jacob sang a little song in the video where he featured this, and I captured the song and pulled it off and put it on one of those recordable things that you have for like stuffed animals, so that you can push a button. I'm going to do it. I don't know how good it's going to sound. I don't know if you can even hear it, but I will add that in for you so that you can hear, or I'll just send you over to Jacob's video. So Jacob, if you see this, I hope you love it. I loved making it. I've got to rework this part, and that's why it's just kind of tacked together. It's not really finished. The music box that I wanted to put in here, the recordable device, I lost a part to it. It's like a $30 box, and I lost the plug for it. And so I used another one that was cheaper, and you can tell it's cheaper. You can't hear it as well. And I just kind of made it work for now. But I've ordered a better one to come again. So I'll have 2 devices and 1 plug. So I'll keep the plug. So Jacob, you'll have to do another song so that I can use my other little music box. But I just love this. So ultimately, I'll tack this down. It'll hang together. I'll probably put it in the shop. And so the JAC, I'm just pushing the button on and off, stands for Jacob. That's what that is. So it's Jacob Skelly's Requiem. One of my favorite classical compositions is Mozart's Requiem. And I have a story that goes with that as to why I love it. But beyond the music, it was a place that I got to hear it sang live. It was really amazing. So that's the whole requiem. So it's just a little tombstone, some little straight stitches to make the grass, and I put the palms down there. So it doesn't look perfect yet, but it will get better when I get the other device and I can finalize this part. And it is kind of heavy, and I didn't really think about that, so I'm going to have to do something different with how I attach it, because this part's pretty heavy relative to this part. But this was easy, and I took a lot of pictures of how I made this, and I'm going to, I'll put those at the end of this video. So if you want to see how to do this hoop finish, because it was super easy, I just laced this part around the inner hoop, and then I just fit the back part over the wool. That's not even sewn on there, and then I sewed on the palms. So anyway, thank you, Jacob, for such a fun video, and I hope you liked my Jack Skelly's Requiem idea. So that's one that I did make and finished. You know, I don't do a lot of finishing. And so another whip that I have is one that I haven't worked on in a while, but it's pretty close to my heart, and so I wanted to share it. And I signed up to do Trish Newman's Whitework sampler, and so I haven't gotten too far with it, but this is where I am with that. And I got kind of stuck on this thing here. I can do it, I just have to concentrate on it. I can't be doing that and something else. So I'm in a little stitch group of folks that are working on this, and they're way ahead of me, and that's okay. It's okay, because I can see they're good to give advice, so I think that's fantastic. What I really like about this, along with, you know, the things that I'm learning about it, are the threads, because these are Soie de Paris, and they're fantastic. Oh, they're just luscious. They're a really beautiful silk from a Vera Soie, and yeah, I'm in love with these. Now, I don't have these in the shop yet, but I will do. But what I do have is Soie Gobelin, a Vera Soie's. It's kind of similar to this. I'll show you one in a minute. Soie Gobelin, 103 Soie Surfine, and Soie d'Alger. So we're pretty well stocked. But these spool things I want to talk to you about too. So the Whitework class with Trish Newen, I think it's over now, but it's kind of a work as you go. It's like it's really a master's level course almost in, you know, Whitework samplers. And that sampler that I showed you is the practice one. So it's the little one, and then there's some bigger ones. So that'll be fun. I'll get there. I will. Okay, let me talk to you about these little spools. So I have to reach behind you. Ooh, hold on. Okay, so I have done some other things while I've been getting through the summer. I took a few courses with Jackie Duplessis, and one of them I took with the Carolina Sampler Guild, and it was fabulous. And it was called Ode to Jane, and it was really all kind of focused around Jane Austen. And so we've got this beautiful woodworking box. Let me show you. Handmade by Mr. Miller, and it opens up like a little desk. So the needlework fits, you know, on the inside here, all around here. I think there might even be something that goes on the front or the top. And just the box is just incredible. I really want to smell it because it smells good, but Mr. Miller doesn't like us to smell them because I guess there's some chemicals in there. But if you have a woodworker in your life, and I do, my husband's a woodworker, you just have this affinity for the smell of wood, and I love it. I do. I love walking into his shop or into the Barrett house when he's been in there working, and you just smell the wood. It's just beautiful. And this box is the same way. So I'm super excited about the box. And Mr. Miller, thank you for making such a beautiful box. I mean, the detail on these boxes is just incredible. And I've showed it to my husband, who is a woodworker, and he was just thoroughly impressed. I mean, there's the maker's mark on the back. It takes so much skill and experience and knowledge to make something in the miniature like this versus a full-size something or other. It's so much harder. And it's true whether you're doing tiny needlework or doll's clothes or miniature models. It's all harder when you take it to a smaller scale. And this is exquisite. And that's not the only box I have from him. I have another one from the other 2 classes that I took with Jackie, which we actually hosted at Sassy Stitchery. So we had Ode to Jane with the Carolina Samplers Guild, and then we had Turnbridge with a Twist and the Carmen Etui at Sassy Stitchery. And they were all just incredible classes, and I learned a ton from Jackie, and I'm super excited about it. And we've got her coming back next year. We've got her on the schedule for 6 different classes, 2 different times. So in the spring and in the fall, and those will be coming up for registration soon. So one of the things that Jackie has been doing is she has created these spool holders, and I don't know how well you can see that with the light, but it's in mother of pearl. And isn't it gorgeous? And so it has the top, and then it has a bottom, and it has a piece that goes in between. It goes through, and you twist it together. And this is what it looks like. And this one has some little rubber bands on it. But I've got 4 different designs. I'll post you some pictures. And then, so you untwist this. So just untwist there all the way, and you put it into your spool and you twist it back together. Super easy. And it works on these spools. So that's a Swagoblin. Really pretty. These 2 spools, this is a linen thread from Londonderry Linen. These 2 spools are for the Queen Sampler. And I worked with Lamore at Access Commodities and substituted out for the DMC that was called for into a linen thread and then a Swagoblin, because it's just beautiful for the white work. So it was a DMC and a pearl cotton that we made these substitutions for, and they're just beautiful with that. But you see how pretty it looks on there. It's just gorgeous. And you could put that in your, your sewing box. They also work on the sulky spools. This is a sulky. That's a different design. Oh, got a lot shining in my eyes, so you can't see it, but you can see pictures of them. I'll put them here at the end of the video too, and online. I forget how many of these I have each. I don't know, something like 10 or 20 each. They are $32 each because they are mother of pearl and they were custom made. So if you would like one of these 4 designs, you can go look at our website. I'll put the links in the description, and you can pull these up and you can pick the one that you like and go ahead and order it. Just really beautiful. They would look great in, like these kinds of things, smalls. And really appreciate Jackie letting us bring these to you. She's done a fabulous job to curate these for us. So she went out and had the maker, she designed it and had the maker do them, and they're just beautiful in, how they look, how they feel, how they perform. They're really heirloom quality. So just very, very happy with those. Okay, and then one other little thing I wanted to show you from my time with Jackie. Hold on. Back are these little thread winders. Now, if you follow her, she has a pretty good assortment. Beautiful things, because she has had these made. And again, it's tough to get a good picture, but you can see this one. This is one of the ones from her that I wanted to buy from her to sell in the shop. So we have these available in the shop. This one, and they're different prices depending on what they are. This one is $35, and so it's mother of pearl. You can see it's etched on both sides. So if you want one of these, you'll find this on our website too. And again, this will just be beautiful in one of your little sewing kits. And it really is functional. You can wrap your threads around it if you've got little bits of silk left or whatever. But just gorgeous. I mean, I can't imagine, 50 years from now finding this in my sewing kit, somebody else doing it. I hope so. Be kind of neat. So those are some new things in the shop that I wanted to share. Let me talk to you about my bag obsession. Because it's bad. So I showed you that bag from 805 Stitcher. This is another one from 805 Stitcher. And so, it comes with a little dangle on it, and I love this one obviously because of the cats and the heart shape with the black cat, and my little cat that I lost, Quinn, was a black cat. So I love this one, And I have a lot of these vinyl front bags. I have some of the others too that aren't, but I really love these vinyl front bags because I can see what's in it, which I'm going to show you something else kind of cool in just a minute about that. This is another one. This one, I think I only have maybe like a couple from her, but this is the Stitch Toolbox. And so these are all off Etsy. You can go on Etsy and find them. And, you know, I love the design on this. Obvious reasons, that chunky little squirrel there. But, you know, and again, it has this one has an owl on the dangle, which I really love. Another maker that I buy a few from is So Much to Love. And if you guys have bags, you probably have some of theirs. And this is one of their larger ones. And I like these because some of the things I do have notebooks. And I'll show you one in a minute. But this one is So Much to Love. And of course, it's kind of a Harry Potter themed bag. And it's gusseted on the bottom, so it's pretty good size. But this one you can fit a notebook into. And I really like that. My favorite is Penelopes Pocket. And it comes out of the UK. And I forget who clued me into this. I'm going to blame somebody. I believe it was the cereal starter, off Brendan the cereal starter. So I think this is her fault, but I could be wrong. But I went out and I love Penelopes Pocket, and I have a number of hers. She started making tassels, and I just love the tassels. And I think just by chance, one of the bags that I early on from her, she made a tassel, and she said, hey, you know, let me know how you like this tassel. It's my first one for the bags. And I thought that was so cool, but I love the tassels. And so this is obviously a thistle design, which you guys know I'm into thistles. So she's like my favorite. They're a treat when you get one of these because they come from the UK. And, you know, sometimes people put little cards and stuff in them. But those two are both thistles, but I have several others. and those really are my favorite. So guilty as charged. There are worse things I could be doing with my time and money. But, you know, one of the things that I got an idea from was Sheila, I'm going to say it wrong, McCann, I think. It's either McCann or McCain, off the Sunshine Stitchers. And I had one of these cameras, and I never used it much. I took it on a trip, and then I never used it, and I got rid of it. But this one's called a Sprocket, and there were different types of them out there, but it's basically a tiny little printer. And you connect it to charge it, but then you use your phone, and you can take a picture and just Bluetooth it to here. Just connect to it through the app, and you can print it from here. And so this is an example. And this is the other part of it. I ordered these little luggage tags, which Sheila, thank you for this idea. It was fantastic. And then I print out the picture. This is Turnbridge with a Twist from Jackie Duplessis. And I put it in here, and then I can just tie a ribbon on the project bag. And so I have some of those that are done. This one's done like that. And so you see, I can just look at the tag and see what's in there. And are the pictures fabulous quality? No, but some of that's my picture taken. So I was in the dark almost when I took the picture. For me, I don't really care. I just want to know what's in the bag without having to open it up. And they are stickers, so you could pull them off and stick them to something too. But I just think that was a neat idea because you can order these luggage tags, and you know, you can get your little camera thing there, and then you're not having to dig through every single bag to figure out, you know, what's actually inside. So Sheila, thank you for this idea. I love it. I've been using it. I already had to order more of the luggage tags, which is, yes, I have a lot of whips. And I'm going to share some of them with you today. I'm literally going to give you some of them. So just another neat idea for organization is that you can, you know, get your little bags and stuff organized that way. I didn't show you. You can also order with the Penelopes Pocket. You can order Threadkeeps too. So I brought those down and forgot to show them to you. I've got to grab something, and I'll be right back. I want to show you another one. Okay, so I couldn't find what I was looking for, which is kind of crazy. When I tell you what it is, you'll be surprised. I've been working on a stitch along with the Witchy Stitcher called the Cryptid Stitch Along. And I will show you my whip. And I'm a little bit behind, but if you know what a cryptid is, you'll be familiar with these. The first one was Mothman. And then there was one called Pants or Nightcrawler, the Jersey Devil. This one I wasn't familiar with, the Infield Heart, but he looks kind of like the Abominable Snowman. There have been a few others, but like Nessie would be a cryptid. It's something that is kind of folklorish that some people think exists, some people don't, and there's some kind of story behind it. And so this cell has like 16 little cryptids, and I started stitching it because it was just fun and easy to keep up with. It uses a lot of black, and this is where the funny thing comes in. It uses so much black that a lot of people bought a cone of DMC black, and they named it the Cone of Doom. And not that it's a doom, but it's just so much black. And so for this one, the cryptid, she created this cryptid called the Cone of Doom. And he's just make-believe. He's cute. But I've got this giant cone of black DMC that I ordered for this. And it won't take anywhere nearly all of it. But interestingly enough, I've had to use it a few times. So I needed some black DMC. And I was able to use it. So that's been pretty fun. And I will tell you, I keep my stuff like that in a notebook, which I'm going to show you some other notebooks. But if you want to join that sale, it's still going on. You can just go out to the Witchy Stitcher and sign up. And then every week she sends you a downloadable chart of one of the cryptids. This week is an off week, so you don't have one that you have to stitch this week, which gives the rest of us time to catch up. So I'm excited about that. But I have a couple giveaways from that too at the end. So hang on for that. But let me talk to you about the notebook thing. I'm just going to show you how I keep some bigger projects. So like for something like that, I would put it in page protectors as I print them out, and then I would put it in a binder of any kind, really. I think that one might be in a soft side binder. But this is a box. I'll show you this box that I've been using for the Jackety Pluses projects because there's a lot of stuff that goes with it. So I'll show you the binder, but there's also, we made some paper models so that we knew how everything fit together because it's a small. And this one is for Turnbridge Green. If you like the box idea, it's called a really useful box. And I got mine at Staples, and they come in all those different sizes. But you can check that out at Staples. But it keeps me from crushing, you know, some of the things that go in there that are larger. Like there's some bottles that go with it too, little glass bottles. And so I put a lot of my bigger projects in a binder like this. And I slide the cover page in the front. You can get these at Sam's for pretty inexpensive. I think they come out to $1 or $2 a piece. Or you can get some less expensive ones, which is what I have the cryptid sale in. And then on the inside, I like to put all the pages in page protectors, as you can see there. But I also usually grab one of these guys, and I left the label on here so you could see what it was. But this is from Staples, and it's a pocket. It's a gusseted binder pocket is what it's called. And it says it'll hold up to 200 sheets of paper. But what it actually holds are all the kit supplies. And so I will put all my, you know, linens and things that don't really fit in a page protector in there. And it's got holes in it. And then I put that inside the binder. And I usually have it clipped in there. I left this one out so I could show it to you. But I would, you know, clip that down into the binder. And I do that with my needlepoint projects too. And I've always done that with needlepoint. So take the label off of it eventually. And then, you know, you have everything in this one binder. With the needlepoint project, you know, your canvas won't fit in here, so I usually have another tube for the canvas. But for this, it's great. My linen pieces fit in here. The binder can go inside this big box. The other little things that go with it that are smalls, that are delicate, can fit on top. Inside, we made a lot of paper models, which might think that, you know, I guess when I first went to my first class with her, I wasn't overly excited about these paper models. but they actually were incredibly useful. They really taught us how to put the piece together, which is super important for this particular project. And we highlighted on the edge like what kind of stitch to use to bind them together. And so this is kind of a bigger example of what the bottle holder will look like. And so just incredibly useful. And I also make a lot of notes. And so when we had the classes here, I gave out a little notebook to people to make notes in about how to put it together. And a lot of people took pictures and stuff, but, you know, I would encourage you, if you're looking for a way to keep your projects, the binder is fantastic. If it's, you know, a sow or something like that, or a bigger project like this. And then if you've got stuff that goes with it that you just don't want to get crushed or lose, you know, one of these boxes is great. It's got handles, they stack. You can put a label on the front that says what's in there. And you can see, you can hold it up like this and it's safe. And that's the great thing about those boxes. So, you know, for anything that's got like bigger pieces like that or delicate pieces, I put them in that. Now, all my whips, I just keep in these bags or in a gallon-sized Ziploc. So, I want to show you this one. I've had this guy for a while. This is the part where you do what I say and not what I do. You really shouldn't leave your stuff in a hoop like that overnight. Because it stretches it out. I try not to do that if I don't think I'm going to get back to it in a while. And when you're done stitching for the day, make it a habit not to ever put your needle in the middle. And I don't. Always put it up on the side. That one came out because it was in the hoop. This is an old Birds of a Feather. And it's got a whole lot of words. But it's got this funny cat on it. And then he's standing up on top of pumpkins. And it's just got this cute little howling saying on it. But I love the cat. He's super cute. And I don't know that that's available anymore. Because it's a pretty old kit. I will say that this looks like the chalk and the slate fabric that people are using for a lot of stuff. I think this predates it. Birds of a Feather dyed that themselves, and it's called Old Crow, and it came inside the kit. So, just a super cute one. It's called Scaredy Cat, and I will show it to you when it's done, which hopefully will be this year. I've been working on him for a while. I'll tell you what he says. He says, on Halloween, the thing you must do is pretend that nothing can frighten you. And if something scares you and you want to run, just let on like it's Halloween fun. Silly words. But the cat's super cute. And I think it'll be really cute when it's finished. There's another one that I want to do, which has a big round cat. And inside his belly are all the candy that he's collected. I forget what that one's called, but I do have that kit. But I think it's really funny. Here's all the threads for it. You can tell I've had it a long time. It's kind of mangled up in the... This was in a Ziploc, a gallon-sized Ziploc, until earlier this week. These are all the colors for it. It's a bright, pretty little thing. So yeah, when I traveled for work before, I just used the gallon-sized Ziplocs. And, you know, that works fine. But I'm really loving these bags. And this one is from somebody entirely different too, and there's not a, doesn't say who it's from, but whoever made this bag, I love it. So it's kind of cool. Just on the back. It's a little bit smaller than some. Okay. We've talked about these hoops before. This is a Hardwick Manor hoop, and I've wrapped this one. Wrapping it makes everything fit really nice and tight, and so I definitely encourage you to wrap your hoops. You will notice a difference. So, I want to offer you some things from my hoard. I have decided to stitch what I love and not what I feel obligated to stitch. Life is too short. And I love some things about this chart. This is Sarah Brazier, and it's a sampler. It's from Hands Across the Sea, and it was their Queen of the May, I want to say 2019 maybe? 2018 or 2019, it probably says on here. 2018. 2018 Queen of the May. And it's my copy. You can see it's a little ruffled. I love the border. It's satin stitch border. And I really like the stag, and I like some of the other things about it, but I'm never going to finish it. I know I won't. It's too large, and I have so many other things I want to stitch that I know I won't do it, and so I'm going to give it to you. And if you want to win this, leave me a comment and use the word queen. So use the word queen. I'll put that on the screen here, and you'll win the chart. You'll win the linen, and it is on linen. I started it. I want to say this is a 36 count linen. It's pretty close to what it's called for, and it's got some of the border done. So, not the whole border. It's big. Be aware. It is a large sampler. There's some pictures of it finished that are just beautiful. But a lot of your border is started. So that's as far as I got. We sponsored this stitch along with Fiber Talk, and you know, I got it started. Now, one of the things I do need to tell you about this linen, it has a flaw in it. It has a tiny little ink mark here in the middle, right there. And I actually did try to get it out, which is a good testimony to how good the dyeing of this linen is. I washed it, and it just would not come out. And I think this is a, I'm not sure. I think this is a Silk Weaver's linen, but I'm not entirely sure. But it is a 36 count, and it's pretty good size. So, on 36 count, it's 27 by 27, basically. I wasn't worried about the little ink spot because of all of the motifs on here. Something's going to cover it, I'm pretty sure. And it's pretty small. And if something happens not to cover it, well, you can put a little bee or something, a little something extra over it and cover it. And then also the threads that I had pulled. I don't think I pulled all the colors. I think there might be a green that I only pulled one of, or two of, because they were in limited supply. But I put them all in these little snack size baggies. So if you would like to win this kit, which includes the chart, the linen, 36 count, and whatever threads are in here for it, which these are all for it, I just don't think you have everything, use a comment on the video that says queen, and I'll be happy to send it to you, and I hope you enjoy it. I enjoyed doing some of the border. I enjoyed thinking about doing it, but I know I'll never get it done. So I'm going to give it to somebody that will, I hope, or enjoy it in some way, shape, or form. So that's Sarah Brazier, 1829. Okay. And remember we were talking about the cryptids and the Witchy Stitcher? Well, I ordered some cool fobs from them, and a needle minder. And so it's great for Halloween, and Halloween's in a couple days. And so one set of fobs are these cool, like, little Ouija. Oh, sorry, these are Threadkeeps, not fobs. These are Threadkeeps. These cool little Ouija, and they're wooden, and they're just really cool. They're all laser cut. They all look the same. But if you would like to win this, then you can use the word goodbye. Okay? And so there's only one of these. And so if you want to win that, you can use the word goodbye. Now, I really love these two. And these are thread winders. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to keep one. I'm going to take one off here. And I'm going to give you the rest. But it's a frog. It's a skeleton of a frog, right? How cool is that? And it says rest in peace, frog. So that's cool. And then on the back, each one has the logo for the Witchy Stitcher. And so, you might want to go out and check out her website. But if you would like to win this minus one that I'm going to keep, I will happily send you this. So on this, use the word frog. So that should be fun. Okay. And then this is a bag of thread that I inherited, not mine. And this is really going to be more for those of you who are needle pointers or like to play with threads. There's a lot of different metallics in here. They're all needle necessities. Chronic braids is what they are. Oh, so I guess they came from Needle Necessities. So they must have been bought at Needle Necessities. And they're all chronic braids. Overdyed. It looks like. And they're really pretty. I don't know. But if you like the idea of this bag of threads, then you can use the word needle. So use the word needle. And I'll send you this lovely bag of threads. They look all brand new. They don't look like they've ever been opened or used. And some of their little tags are coming off, so you might have to do a little figuring out to figure out what, you know, what each one is. But if you like string art or you're a needle pointer, this bag is probably for you. The word needle would be the word for that. And then, you know, one other... There's several other things. Gonna have to make a long sentence on this one. I'm divesting. This one is one that I really like. But again, I know I'm not going to get it finished. And so I'm just going to gift it. But it's on a 30 count. And it's called Swiss Chocolate. And this is a Legacy linen, or a studio line linen from Legacy Linen. And you can see I've started here a little bit. I think that's upside down. I think it goes this way. This is Anya's Day. And it's a beautiful... We started this stitch along for Easter probably last year. And I'll send you the chart. It's a Modern Folk Embroidery design. I've wadded up my chart in here and I've highlighted it a little bit, which I'm going to send you the highlighted part. But that's what the middle is. It's the Lamb of God. And it's a really beautiful design. This is the outside of it. It's big. You can see my fabric's got some, it's probably got a 3 or 4 inch margin. And I was stitching it in white on this Swiss Chocolate linen. And it's a 30 count. So, if you like that, you can use the word lamb. L-A-M-B. And with that one, I'm going to send you the whip, my chart, and the thread. And the thread I was using is a floche. And so it's great because it's a single strand. So you're just going to be using a single strand to stitch on that 30 count. And it's really pretty. And it's just a blanc floche. And you probably will need more of it to finish it. But that'll take you a long way because that's a really big skein. And I'm going to give you this bag. So this is a really cool, beautiful bag that was custom made for a retreat that we had here with Hands Across the Sea. It was one of the gifts that we gave out to everybody. I think it was Bathia that they came to. So I can't remember now the sampler that we did, but I believe it was Bathia. And so just a really beautiful bag. This is French General fabric, and my friend Mari made this bag, I think, for us. Pretty sure Mari made this one. We had some that were made by Carolina Stitcher. So one of them made this bag, but it's a really nice, beautiful bag. And I hope you like that. So on that one, you're going to use the word lamb. This is a really cool kit that I got from a club, an R&R club. And it's a Plum Street, which I love Plum Street. And I love tomatoes. But I don't think I'll get this one stitched. And so it's called Summertide Blessings. And it's got the linen and it's got the threads. And so if you want to use this, use the word tomato. Tomato. So use the word tomato for that. So got a whole bunch of things in this one. I've got one more, and then I'll quit for this giveaway stuff. This is courtesy of a friend of mine named Karen. And this is a class that we did at Sassy Jack's. It's another Hands Across the Sea sampler, but this is a really special one because it's an exclusive to Sassy Jack's. And it's Esther Benson, and I do own this antique. It's a beautiful band sampler. What year was she? 1739. And she's gorgeous because she's got that moon and that chubby sun and all those stars all over it. This is the sampler. It's a Lord's Prayer sampler, just really beautiful. And the linen, so this one that my friend Karen started, this is I want to say this is a 36 count linen. And it's not an overdyed. I think it's just a mocha, a Zweigart base. And you can see she's got a lot of stitching done. And she did some of the you know, marking line so that you can kind of keep your place for it. So, and it also has the silks. And so this one we have to thank Karen for. I've had it for a little while. If you want to have this one, then you want to use the word stars. So, or star or stars. And you'll get the book, the whip, and then all the threads. And again, this is courtesy of Karen, so we appreciate that from her. So I hope you enjoy that. I wanted to show you another thing that I made since we were together. I might have shown you this. I think we did this in August. I don't think so. But this was a class that we did with Summerhouse Stitchworks. And it's a crown. And I just love it. So we stitched it. Beth showed us how to finish the bottom, how to put it in there. And then we had this beautiful box that it sat into as well. And so this I love. It just sits out. Just really beautiful. And it can hold different little things. And then I wanted to share with you a kit that I'm part of a group for scattered seed samplers. And she does the last 2 years, she's done little clubs. And so she does just the most beautiful kit. So she does a new design for it. This one's called Seeds of Kindness. And then it comes with this is the backing fabric. It also has the linen. And it has the threads and the thread card and a little charm. And she just does the most beautiful kits. And so I think this one is still open for this year. It's the Little Wren Club. It may not be, but if she does one for next year, yeah, I would join. I'll join again too. I did last year too, and I loved it. It's just really sweet. And they're small, easy enough to finish. So I think that's great. And the last thing I want to show you... So the last thing I want to show you is a little sampler from somebody I met at we did a shop for a retreat in Myrtle Beach. We went down there really quick and just did a little shop. And it's from Morning Glory Needleworks is this sampler. And it's just a little morning sampler. And I think I'm going to stitch it in memory of Quinn and just change maybe this urn down here to maybe a little black cat. And I might change the words, to me, he will never die. I might change that to be, to me, he will always be, or something like that. And stitch that for, my little guy that I lost. So I think that's a good way to remember him, help me get a little closure around it. And it's really pretty. So Morning Glory Needlework does some really pretty things. I bought 2 or 3 other pieces from her. And she also teaches, so we're looking forward to getting her into Sassy Jack sometime, too, to teach. So, that was a ramble. So, I hope you enjoyed the potluck video. I hope I didn't scare you with too much rambling. I did want to get some stuff in there, though, and I had fun. So, I hope you had fun, and I will see you back again soon. You can check the description for all the things that I mentioned. You can go out to the website and find all those things there. Or the other people's websites. So Jacob DeGraff of Modern Folk Embroidery, the Witchy Stitcher, 805 Stitcher or something like that for the bags, Penelopes Pocket, and then the Scattered Seed Samplers Club, just really, really good. So yeah, and please give me some comments and take all these whips and stuff off my hands. I would love to share that stuff with you, share the wealth. And I appreciate all the love and kindness. Please, if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you did that. It does help us. Just know that you love us. I think that's about all it does, but I appreciate that. If you don't mind to like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. And if you don't like it, then give us a thumbs down. That's okay too. We don't have to be loved by everybody, but I love to know if you do love us. That's awesome. And I hope you guys are all doing well. Made it through the summer, looking forward to the fall. And I would encourage you to not worry about all the newscasts where they're talking about all the things that are going to be hard to get for Christmas. If you've got yourself and your family and your own health, or in your hobbies and the people you love around you, that's what you need, right? And if you want to give somebody something, give them something handmade. I would venture to bet that this year especially, people would really appreciate something handmade, and it'll be from the heart, and they will treasure it. So I hope you guys have a fabulous Halloween, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye. So I did that whole video, and I forgot to tell you what this yellow thing is. This pretty little thing right here was just a little reminder bead of me for a trip I made to Bermuda. So it reminded me of the water, so I kept it. This guy here, I noticed when I was looking at the videos, was still on, and I thought I should probably tell you what it is. It's a it's basically a do not touch band. So I had continuing education this morning to keep my CPA license, and they let you choose a green one for I'm game, you can hug me, kiss me on the mouth, whatever. A red one for don't touch me, don't talk to me, don't, get around me. And a yellow one for you can look at me, you can talk to me, but don't touch me. So this was my caution symbol for the day. Do not touch. So, I thought I should tell you that since it looked a little weird. But I actually think that's a great idea for retreats and stuff too, is to just have a little wristband or a little symbol or badge, sticker or something like that, so people know kind of what your comfort level is here with COVID. So anyway, that was I'm a redhead, do not touch sign today. So, talk to you soon. Bye.